When the leaves of summer turn to red and gold and the football games bring a hint of the cold, time to get away. We'll pack the car with escape in mind, forgetting about classes, leaving books behind, time to get away. Empty cottage sitting on the shore, tourists all left about a month before, and we're gonna have a good time. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there, I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright. And when you fall into my arms, I'll break into your heart.
Welcome to the last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank. This is Jason. We've got Ray McGuff here again in place of old Jared. Get well soon, Jared, by the way.
Get well, buddy.
Long time you've been sick, pal. Come back soon, buddy.
The earaches will get you.
We got some movies to talk about. Gonna start out in 1981, the year of our Lord, with The House by the Cemetery. A New England home is terrorized by a series of murders, unbeknownst to the guests that a gruesome secret is hiding in the basement. Directed by Lucio Fulci, written by Lucio Fulci and ... I don't know why I put that. Oh, Elisa Briganti.
Because these names are ridiculous to pronounce.
Elisa Briganti also wrote 1990 The Bronx Warriors, which I want to watch. I haven't seen that, but I want to see what the future year of 1990 looks like. And also a movie called Ratman, which if you haven't seen the trailer for that, you should check it out because it's fucking weird looking. It's just like a little weird dude. I don't know. Looks good to me. It's got another couple writers here. Dardano Sacchetti, who wrote The Cat of Nine Tails.
Sacchetti. Yeah, it's Sacchetti.
The Cat of Nine Tails, City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, The New York Ripper, Amityville 2, The Possession, as well as Demons and Demons 2, and much, much more.
Take that, Randy.
That's a writer right there.
That's a good writer.
And then you got old Giorgio Maurizio from Italian cinema. I didn't know any of these. His
I believe
credits.
it's Italiano.
And according to the IMDb, H.P. Lovecraft is sitting pretty with an uncredited inspirational writing credit, which is weird. That's weird. Like, what's that mean?
Yeah,
inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. I don't know.
Loosely based.
Yeah. There you go. We'll go with that. What do you have? Any additional details?
Tagline: Beware the demon forces of the blood beast. I really don't know what that means. That's what I always say before I go into a strip club. What's that have to do with this movie?
I don't know. There is a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that the Blood Beast?
Distributed by Medusa Distribution on Blu-ray from Blue Underground 2011. That's at least the copy I have. I think there's some other. I think Arrow has this out on it.
Yet again, this is another film that I have never seen, but am very familiar with the soundtrack. I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. We may have even used pieces of it on this show in the past, and I listen to horror soundtracks. I may be one of the only.
Do you ever feel weird sometimes? Do you ever catch yourself?
Well, when my kids go and play it, when they have the Amazon Dot thing play the Halloween theme, or they have it play that stuff, and they're walking around the house acting like weirdos, I feel weird then.
I've caught myself. I've been out here before.
Yeah. It's relaxing,
especially around Halloween time. It's Typo Negative and horror movie scores. That's what I listen to.
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
I'm out here. There was even one time. Shoot! It was right before we went to see the movie, Halloween movie. I was listening to the original soundtrack, and I had my garage door open a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was standing in here, like looking out, waiting just to watch you pull down the road. And I had this music playing in the back. I'm like, I'm a creeper.
You're the opening to your own horror film.
It's good stuff. I listen to it about as much. I listen to horror soundtracks about as much as I listen to regular music of any kind. So, was it just me, or was the little boys? Did you do dub on this? Did you listen to dub?
Okay, so here's this totally goes against what I was saying before, kind of.
You like this dub?
It's the only way I know it.
Right.
So, Bob, the little kid, it's probably the worst overdub I've ever heard of. It's bad.
I said it sounds like an adult woman doing a little boy's voice.
Hello, my name is Bob. You get me some candy?
But evidently it was this little boy, and the guy that plays Bob, Giovanni Frezza. So do you have the arrow?
Have you seen a picture of him lately?
No.
He grew into those lips.
Oh,
just
dude.
in case you're wondering.
Do you have the Arrow Blu-ray?
No, it's no Blue Underground.
Okay, evidently on the Arrow Blu-ray commentary, that guy Giovanni Frezza or whatever saw his dub for the first time, and he apologized.
He talks about all this. He stresses that was not me.
But the kid that I looked
not
up,
my fault.
It stands out so much, Randy, that I looked it up. I was like, who is the guy doing it? And,
I gotta know.
yeah.
So I watched this years ago, and of course it was probably on tape, and you get what you get. So that audio is just what I grew up listening to. So I notice it, but it don't stand out.
Yeah.
It shocks you for the first time you hear it.
Anything weird that happens in the first 30 minutes of this movie is just like confusing visual fodder. You don't know what the fuck any of it is supposed to mean or go with this family that moves into this house. All you know is that they've moved into this house and that Fulci fucking loves dramatic zoom-ins. Like that I haven't seen. I don't know if I would, if I watched, I would probably connect that together in all of his movies. Like zoom in on their eyes or zoom in on some activity.
I think it's
definitely a specific style to him. I wrote this down at 33 minutes. Is this a haunted house movie? What am I dealing with here? I had no idea. I had to mute I was watching this with my wife in the room. She was not paying attention. But there's this scene with this bat that is just screeching, and she's like, turn it off!
It's the most violent bat attack ever.
It was so funny, though, because he's so fucking proud when he gets that small little bat off of his hand after 10 minutes of his wife screaming and a bat screeching. It was almost funny, almost to a comedic degree. Amazing gore effects for 1981, though. It still stands up today pretty well. I don't understand what the glowing eyes in the basement were. If you could shed some light.
It's a haunted house.
Okay, it is a haunted house.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be inclined to believe this kid when he says he saw the babysitter's head roll down the stairs, especially if you had already experienced extremely weird shit?
I'd go check it out.
If I was the kid, though, I would have never been in the basement in the fucking first place. I'm a chicken shit, and survivors never go investigate scenarios. They're never like, what? I swear that I saw the babysitter's head get cut off and roll down the stairs. I swear, with my eyes. But let's just go back down in there.
No, you're probably leaving. You probably.
So evidently, what's going on is is that the doctor in the basement that's all fucked up? That character, whatever that thing is that's down there.
Yeah, whatever.
It's killing everybody.
I don't know, what is it.
They had some sort of storyline with I wrote the doctor character because it seemed like they were leading me to believe that it was this doctor that used to live there. But
yeah.
If I saw this when I was a kid, it would have fucked me up bad because I hated our basement anyways. And to think that there was something that looked that fucked up down there, because it is a terrifying looking creature. Like as far as truly being unsettling to look at something, it's pretty well done, man. I still don't understand fully what the whole idea is going on here. But it's one of those movies that I think will get better and better the more I watch it. This is the first time seeing it, and I look forward to enjoying it again and potentially rating it higher. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, this is the third movie in the Gates of Hell trilogy. First one's City of the Living Dead. Second one's The Beyond. Have you seen either of those?
No.
You haven't seen this one either?
No.
Jimmy
You got
Crackcorn.
yourself a Friday night.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Oh, you get to go.
On a journey.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like the Carpenter trilogy, the thing.
The End of the World trilogy. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah. It's, I mean, I don't know which trilogy's better. I mean, I probably. It's
up in the air.
It's two different eras.
Right.
Fulci, I mean, for what he had back then and what he done, I just think both of those trilogies are as good as it gets. So, good Lord, check that out.
Absolutely.
No, I love this movie. Great practical effects, good gore, good kills, great soundtrack. It's atmospheric. It's the way it's shot. It's the house itself. Plays a character. The English dub is bad at times. Bob, the little kid, is the worst. But I don't know. You could watch it since you've never seen it before. Maybe you should watch it with the original language. But I don't know. I'm used to it now. I love this. I love this trilogy. I gave it a 9.
Nice.
Well, let's get.
Tell me you got a 1-star review.
Yeah, that's.
Well, let's get to his 1-star review in just a moment. Let's take a little break. We'll be right back.
Creepball. When you call us, the terror begins. Creepball. Real life. Ghosts and zombies talk to you. Dial 1-900-490-CREEP. That's 1-900-490-CREEP. Randomly selected callers get connected to me live. Hurry up. We're waiting for you, pigeon. If you're under 18, make sure your parents know you're calling. Just $2 per call.
Okay, well, let's get on to this 1-star review
Oh, yes.
for
Sorry.
House by the Cemetery.
Caught me off guard.
Sorry about that. We had to take a little.
Oh, don't forget to move your
break.
heater.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to move your heater.
Move my heater.
Don't catch your repeater
Don't catch
on
yourself
fire.
on fire. But yeah, that's better. All right, so the 1-star House by the Cemetery review, the guy's headline says, "This is just plain bad." It says, "This has to be the worst horror film ever." Oh. Yeah. Felucci's ghost didn't like it.
Holy shit, there's paranormal activity.
Yeah. Anyways, it says the pathetic storyline of this film is terrible. It looks like it's been cut by UK censors, which I don't even know what that means.
I think this was one of the, what do they call them? The British band movies, the
Video nasty.
Video Nasty.
It says the thing in the cellar looks like it belongs in a 50s sci-fi film. It's Italian dubbed with horrible acting and a cheesy script. The worst thing about it is I actually bought it, so now I have to own it.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
No, you don't deserve it.
It's probably a young lad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think anyone that grew up with it knows Fulci.
Well, this says posted May of 1999, so
Oh,
yeah.
damn, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So it's just some D-bag.
that's fucking 20 years ago, man.
He was probably like, The Phantom Menace was the best movie I ever saw.
Holy shit. Anyways, let's move into 1982 with The Slayer. Siblings Eric and his surreal artist sister Kay, her doctor husband David, her sister-in-law Brooke, along with pilot Marsh, become stranded on a rugged Isle face-off against a supernatural beast drawn to Kay who dreams of its killings. Written and directed by J.S. Cardone, who did Wicked Little Things.
Are you on fire?
No, it's great.
Catching on fire?
with an additional writing credit going to Bill Ewing for contributions on the screenplay. Okay, so what do you got?
Tagline. Is it a nightmare? Or is it ...
That's bad.
Distributed 21st Century Film Corporation, and this is out on Blu-ray from Arrow Video just last year. this is the copy that I have.
So I kind of just wrote notes down as I was going.
You didn't
here.
like this one, did you?
I think I did.
You didn't like this.
I did. Let me see here. I did. It's a glass of water.
Yeah.
I wrote down here
I don't know
34.
I don't even know what's that
Glass
mean?
of a glass of water is. You're not gonna tell anybody about a glass of water. You're not thirsty anymore. You watched a horror movie. If you are in the mood to watch a horror, but Jared said it last time. If you're in the mood to watch a horror movie, this will get you through. This will get your thirst. But you're not gonna go, hey Jason, guess what I just drank? You know, it's what it is. 34 minutes in, I'm like, I'm still waiting on the supernatural part of this killer because they described it as a supernatural killer. And it almost seemed like it could have been the same dude from Black Christmas that you never see. I've seen 2 kills, one with a fucking paddle, that's not supernatural, and one with an attic door that cuts the dude's head off, which was pretty cool. When Kay dreams of kissing her husband's severed head, the dude is blinking. Like actively going at it. I was laughing. I mean, you took the time to set this dude up. You took the time to set this dude up to look like his head's cut off. Give him another take, guys. You can get it. Hold the eyes open, Jerry. All right, I got it. You got it. But that dude, Kay's husband David, is played by Alan McRae, who is the father of Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum, a.k.a. the 3 ninjas in every movie. I was like, that was another one. Where's that guy from? I've seen him somewhere. He's the dad of the 3 ninjas.
God, not even remember. Like I've seen 3 ninjas growing up.
It's
I couldn't tell you one thing.
I've watched it recently because my kids watch all that old shit.
Yeah,
But as I'm watching this movie, I could swear that Kay's hair kept getting bigger and redder, bigger and redder. By the time it's
humidity change.
Yeah, and I swear I saw somewhere that they filmed this in a linear fashion. So it's like, so I'm just imagining they're out on this island in fucking, I think Georgia is where they were at or some shit, just getting huge hair. The funniest thing is this dude goes outside, pops off 2 flares, and then just waits. Like, cool, we're cool. And then, like, later on, he's like, I guess they didn't see the flares. Like, that. Of course they fucking did. You stood out in the middle of the dark. You're on an island in the middle of nowhere. 2 flares. Of course they didn't fucking see that shit. Yeah, I'm still waiting on supernatural shit to happen. Eric gets killed with fishing hooks and line, but there's nothing supernatural there. The first time that potentially something supernatural is happening is the pitchfork scene. It seems like it's maybe floating on its own. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be floating on its own. And I feel at the end of this movie that I'm cheated because they've spent the time to make a pretty cool looking creature.
That's my biggest complaint is there's not enough of the creature, and
it doesn't kill like the creature would kill. Can you imagine seeing that thing hit something with a paddle? It would look like a cartoon, Jason.
I would want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more of the monster because he does whatever it is. It looks really good.
Every killing in this movie could have been done by a regular guy, and this creature looks so fucking awesome when you see it for the 5 seconds that you do at the end of the movie. Yeah. And they didn't implement any of its claws or teeth. Yeah, just disappointing. Like I said, glass of water, 5 out of 10. That's what I gave it.
Yeah. It's definitely a slow burn. I know some will say it's not worth it. It's boring. There's no payoff because the payoff is, I swear, like what maybe 30 seconds. Like the last, you see the monster for like 30 seconds.
Actually, the twist at the end isn't bad. It's because they show you that it's her as a little girl dreaming the whole thing. So
it's all surreal. It's a very surreal movie.
Yeah.
It just has a feeling to it though that I like.
It's those early '80s movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie till just recently. But like it's what is this? 1982. Okay, so
it's the color palette. It's the warm feeling.
Even if you want to call it a glass of water,
it's a nice warm glass.
How
of water.
many of those are out there that I haven't seen? Like I'm just now discovering this.
It's
movie.
worth watching.
Like there's got to be a ton. So much we have watched.
I like that Jason said he's just discovering tepid water.
Well, no, it's
I've
like
just
this
discovered
movie.
this,
Like
it's-
I never heard of
it's
this. I never heard of this movie. Like it does. It does.
Okay,
nothing
it's
special.
not
nothing
just
great, but
okay.
Right,
It's
solid.
Worth
It's
a watch, yeah.
it's slightly flavored water. Like there's drops.
if you like surreal movies, this should be up your alley. It has good atmosphere in this monster slasher thing. Just need to be more of it. It looks cool. It's a lot of like nightmare versus reality. What's going on? The acting is solid. I think it has a great score. Just don't. It's like this movie. Like don't expect anything. No jump scares. No. Balls to the wall killings, and not even really
no
slasher
flashy.
formula. Not even really any of that. It's I could see how you say it's a glass of water.
Yeah.
I like it. I gave it a 7.
Well, we got a bad one on this.
Yeah, they gave it a 1 out of 10. Says the best thing about this movie was the preview. That aside,
That's true.
This movie didn't have much going for it. Storyline: female dreams about her friends dying. Surprise, surprise, they do. The thing is, when you only have 3 friends, it doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing that annoyed me the most, besides the ending of the film. Now I've seen it all.
Well, the ending's good. I don't know why.
That is a good way to end that. I don't know if there were one. I mean, maybe they had plans to make a sequel and they were going to involve that monster through the whole fucking thing. But regardless, let's move a little bit further into the 80s. 1984, The Mutilator. A teenager who accidentally committed matricide. That's killing
Your mother.
For you.
Well, Randy knows about that.
I had to look it up because
I watch Game of Thrones.
yeah, they probably use that all the time. Finds himself being hunted together with his girlfriend and mates by his now crazed father. Written and directed by Buddy Cooper, with a co-director credit being shared with John Douglas. You have any additional details on this?
I do. Tagline: a vacation that became a nightmare. And then all the artwork is by sword, by pick, by axe, bye.
That's pretty cool.
Distributed by Ocean King Releasing, and Arrow put this out in 2016 on Blu-ray. I went ahead and bought this when they had one of their big sales, so it ended up being like, I don't know, $9-10.
This isn't one of those movies that I feel that even if you hate it, it's worth buying it just for the fucking cover. It looks awesome. It's a piece of artwork from the 80s that you should frame. It's beautiful. Now it is probably, I don't know, I like this movie a lot. I don't have a lot of complaints about it at all.
Now wait a minute, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
We've seen our main character, Ed Jr., on the show before. His real name is Matt Mittler, and he was the leather pants werewolf in Dead Time Stories. So that's a fun little side note there. Check that out if you haven't seen Dead Time Stories. He wears leather pants, and he is a fucking werewolf.
I like it. That's another good one. I like Dead Time Stories.
He evidently plays a character in Basket Case 2 named Artie, but I don't remember that. So keep an eye out, horror hounds. The beginning segment would have really fucked me up as a kid. The thought of accidentally killing your mom and then your dad just being fucking nuts and like smacking you and just immediately drinking and then pouring whiskey into his dead wife's mouth.
I mean,
yeah.
What do you do?
What do you do?
I mean, I'd be pretty pissed too. I might take a swing at my kid.
Yeah, but what do you do? I mean, how do you react properly in that scenario? The song "Fall Break" is a real masterpiece of 80s musicianship. They use it through this whole fucking movie. It seems like, and it's funny because it seems like a sitcom theme. And at the end, the credits look like a sitcom theme.
It goes out like a sitcom.
Could you imagine if
It's a good song.
It is, and they use it. They have instrumental versions. They have different, like 3 different instrumental versions of it.
Just imagine this '80s song.
Yeah.
Fall break.
Pretty close. They play this game called Blind Man's Bluff in this movie. And now imagine this, Randy. You haven't seen the movie, but imagine we're hanging out like we are now, and I'm like, Randy, here's what we're gonna do. We're all gonna go get some beers, and we're gonna have a beer, and we're gonna turn all the lights off, and me and Jason's gonna go outside, and you're gonna hide.
We're gonna go outside, drink a beer. You're gonna stay in here and drink a beer.
And
The lights off.
And you're gonna hide.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna come in. We're gonna try to find you. And then when we find you, we're gonna sit down next to you. We'll be also hiding too. It's fun.
You gotta stay quiet.
It sounds terrible.
If someone proposed that,
So then there'll be one person at the end looking for everyone.
Looking for everyone.
So if someone proposed that, these are adult people. They're drinking beer. If someone proposed that at a party you were at, would you shut that shit down real quick?
I'd shut it down real quick.
No,
Yeah,
no, you wouldn't. Cause you're there with a chick.
Well, if there's the ladies involved,
it's 3 couples.
9 out of 10 times.
That's
3
true.
or 4 couples.
And they really, the one girl's a virgin. She's really making a big deal about that. And
I mean, you might
could
play.
see-
I might play along.
I could see, if it was like a game night, summertime, I guess I could see
Everyone's
one.
playing.
I could see one round of it. Let somebody talking me into that.
Yeah.
I can
maybe.
see.
I don't know.
Or
I think
if
I would
you're
shut it
drunk.
down. Yeah, if you're
More
drunk.
But let me just say, all right. So they're playing this game in this house, and it's clearly, I mean, it's lit up, and they're in there acting like they're supposed to be in
Like
the
they can't
dark.
see
You
it
can't
all.
running into stuff. Like it's so lit up. Like
That's pretty
the lighting is awful.
Yeah. The end was fantastic, and it's just a great trip back to the 80s with a slasher that I've never seen before.
Again, yes. 1984. Haven't saw this movie till just
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
recently.
And I honestly think it's just as well done as Friday the 13th or Blood Rage. One of those. I think it's good. 8 out of 10. That's my opinion.
This is one movie that everyone seems to be.
On the fence about.
No. I mean, it's
the
got
other?
a pretty good cult following
Oh.
that everyone seems to like more than me. This really isn't a good movie at all.
There's a lot of problems.
This is the second time I watched it, and it's much better. Like before, I think I went in expecting more because of how many people I saw buying this era release and talking about how good it is. I think my expectations were too high, but it works at the same time. They make no attempt to hide who the killer is.
No, they don't even try to age him at all. Did you notice that? He looks... This character was a boy when this happened. And then his dad doesn't age at all, doesn't even change his wardrobe. It doesn't seem like...
The acting is some of the worst I've seen. Like, even for a slasher. Like, slasher, you're going to expect bad acting. This was bad for slasher. What was that one... Macho Mike or something like that, that blonde hair guy.
Yeah,
he, I believe, is probably the worst actor I've ever. It's like, it's not even like his body language and everything is so awkward. I don't think he's never acted before.
This is what he reminded me of.
He could be an actor.
You know Styles on Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine a guy that would have tried out for that role but didn't get it at all. Like they're like, no. Sorry,
bad.
you are not
It's
Styles.
And the dialogue is bad.
Yeah.
The writing's awful. The scene in the store with the black guy and the black woman.
Yeah.
You ain't telling me that they planned on being in a movie when they woke up that day. Like, I think they really worked there. They just said, hey,
Yeah,
can you run a couple lines? Because... Okay, they are the worst. The worst. Macho Mike is just he's right above them. It's bad. But there's good kills. The effects are solid. Great theme song. It's a good movie to make fun of, I think. But a lot of people like this. If you're a fan of 80s slashers, definitely watch it. I gave it a 6.
And we got
that could easily go up to a 7 on the next watch, but I guess I was teetering back and forth.
You're like, what am I watching?
It's just
I like it, but
it's
I know.
good. How can it's got the acting? If it just had the acting just tweaked a little
points.
bit,
Even with the kills,
an 8.
sometimes I was like, when they're dragging that dude's body with the lines, I'm like, that's a little too long, guys. A little bit too long with the dragging of the body. We've got it. You're all the way down there now. Yeah, you're good. You're good. But,
just a little bit better acting, and this would be an 8 for sure.
Ray's got a bad one.
Well, our bad reviewer gave it a 1 out of 10, simply saying, "No, what is this?" That was the first thing I thought when I bought this movie. It has an awesome cover, and then now I'm watching it, and now this.
The cover is great.
One of the worst films ever made. Poor actors. One guy looks like George Michael. Not very good effects. There's some really nice scenes at the end, but the movie doesn't work. It's not good. It just puts yuck after all of that.
He's on the money. He's on the money, but I just and I guess I enjoy that.
I think we've seen some of the worst stuff. I think.
You have to watch this movie for sure, just to see. I think his name's Macho Mike.
All right.
And how awkward. Even his body language,
he's always trying to get laid.
He don't know what to do with his hands. He's awful.
And you're right. It probably was his first time, or at least close to it.
Yeah, he can't be an actor. And then the couple in the store, with the guy and the woman in the store. Oh man.
Yeah, you got to watch it at least for the end credits.
It's so bad.
I want to cut them out and just post them up for people to see because it literally, like Family Matters style, the song is playing, and because
it's happy, it's feel good.
This movie was called Fall Break when it first came out. I think it has a reversible cover that has
it does,
reflects that. But let's get into a fun movie from 2018, Tales from the Hood 2. Summary: Keith David stars as a contemporary Mr. Sims to tell blood-curdling stories about lust, greed, pride, and politics through tales with demonic dolls, possessed psychics, vengeful vixens, and historical ghosts. Mr. Sims' haunting stories will make you laugh while you scream. Written and directed by Rusty Cundiff, who wrote on who is known from The Chappelle Show and the original Tales from the Hood.
Yeah.
Darren Scott, known as more of a producer. He worked on Stepfather 2, Menace to Society, but has directed movies like Something Wicked and Deep Blue Sea 2.
It's both of the guys that did the original.
Yeah. And it's produced by Spike Lee, just like the original is. Do you have additional details on this?
It's distributed by Universal Pictures and out on Blu-ray through Universal Pictures. This year, 2018. This is a brand new movie.
Brand fucking new. Straight to video. What the fuck happened with the CGI intro? Because there's a lot of skeletons, man. So if you want to see skeletons with sunglasses, this is where you would go. CGI skeleton. It looks bad. And the other thing about this is the original Tales from the Hood had a badass soundtrack that had all kinds of great fucking rap songs on it, and this doesn't have any. The intro music is shitty organ music with CGI skeletons. I'll tell you what, I hated a lot of the stuff that stitches the stories together. The Keith David stuff, he's great. I love him. The whole premise of the overlying story is that there's this politician dude who's bought this robot police force, and he needs this Sims guy who is Keith David, who is a different guy in the first movie completely, to tell these stories to these robots so they can learn things, so they can police properly. But I'm guessing that this politician must have heard, hey, there's a black dude telling spooky stories in a funeral home. We really could use him, because how did he hear about Sims? At all. And they really play off this. In the first one, he says something about the shit. Yes, because they're looking for the shit. They keep saying, where's the shit, man?
Have you seen the first one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you know about the shit.
Yeah.
The shit. Well, he says the shit. The shit. He's really doing it up, and it's a little too much. But I liked the fucking stories in this. I liked all the segments. The first one is a doll story, basically. It even features the little doll from the first one laughing and smiling a little bit, but it's this big, what would you call it? A sewn together black racist doll in this.
Golly gee.
Yeah. They really wanted Morgan.
I don't know. This movie. This movie's ridiculous with the racist.
They really wanted Morgan Freeman for this old dude in this museum of racism, which is called the Museum of Negrosity, a healing place for the blackened soul.
The Negrosity.
And it's funny because I remember the first one had overtones, but I don't think it was that overt.
Well, let me tell you something.
It was them explaining.
Let me tell you something else the first one had.
Yeah.
First one had a hood, too.
Yeah.
There's no hood in this.
No.
Like,
not at all.
Like, they just threw some black people in this movie and called it Tales from the Hood. Like, they're living in mansions, dressed in suits and stuff. Like, everything's... There's no hood in this movie.
There's no hood at all.
But I do love the way they brought back the little doll from the first movie for that cameo. I like the first segment. It's fun. It's kind of cartoony, schlocky and weird. And the second story is a mix of a gangster story and this psychic. These gangsters are idiots, and they think that this psychic dude that's on TV is going to be able to point them in the direction of money that they want to channel a guy that they just killed. And it just so happens that he fucking does. He channels all kinds of fucking people. And that shit is great. It's hilarious. This dude's doing all these different voices, and it's fucking funny. It's hilarious.
Why would you need to channel a guy you just killed? Why would you?
Because he hid $1 million from him.
Well, where's that $1 million before I shoot you?
Yeah. The third story is a dude tries to pull a Cosby on a couple ladies. Takes them up to his date rape studio with his buddy, and they end up in a really fucked up vampire scenario. It's fairly short. It was alright. The fourth story is the racist vigilantes and the crazy pregnant lady. I don't really understand what's going on here. There's a lot of Klan stuff and whatever. Anyways, this movie wraps up.
Respect the sacrifices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. All these... It's I don't know. Black History Month.
Yeah.
Like all the...
I got Martin Luther King.
Like all these historic black...
There's a black dude, there's a rich black dude who's voting Republican, and they're trying to vote to close down polling stations. And these black ghosts from years past slaves and people that got beat by the KKK and racists, they all show up. And they tell this dude he has to respect the sacrifice and he has to take a sacrifice. And then the guy who he was supporting as running for office or whatever comes in a what I wrote down, Klan Patrol. The Klan Patrol comes in their van that says Klan Patrol, and they've got these outfits on, and they beat this guy to death. And then everything reverses, but that dude's still dead.
Yeah, he had to make the sacrifice.
So I don't know how they explained it to the real life people what happened. If they saw all that happen, I don't know. It didn't make sense. But ultimately, the end of this movie wraps up with the Robo Patriot, they call it, killing the political dude. His name is Dumas Beach, or Dumbass Bitch, is what the robot calls it. So kills him. It's a whole thing. I enjoyed the segmented stories on their own. I thought the wraparound story was bullshit. Very disappointing soundtrack. All together, I gave it 8 out of 10. I had fun.
Spike Lee listed as executive producer.
Yeah, he just had money.
Yeah. Like he has to be embarrassed to have his name attached to this. Like it's
that bad.
One of these dudes did Fear of a Black Hat. Isn't that like a big fucking play? Like he wrote it. He wrote Fear of a Black Hat. So
I'm not sure.
It's just weird. Yeah, it's weird.
Keith David, he's great in this.
Yeah.
He does a good job. Like that first guy. Hold on, did he just not want to do it? Did he die or what?
Maybe he read the script. I think he denied doing it. He didn't want to do it.
He did a good job filling in for him. The rest of the acting is horrible. it's bad. The CG robot is awful. And it's an hour 51 minutes too. It's like easily 30 minutes too long.
Why couldn't they just do it in the fucking funeral home again? It's right there. You don't have to make a damn CGI nothing.
And again, not one of these stories is in the hood. There's no hood. I don't understand. It's
shit.
It's nowhere near the first movie. I was disappointed that some of the, I guess the stories are okay. Like that's the only thing that really saves us at all. There's over the top racism and sexism. Like it's just the golly gee thing. That big. That's funny, but it's not.
Let's expand on that story. I didn't explain that story correctly. There's this white girl that really wants this little doll, and it's this little. It looks like a Raggedy Ann doll, but it's black. And so the guy won't sell it to her.
I think they're a real thing.
They are, I'm sure. And so she decides they're going to break in there and steal it because this guy won't sell it to her. Well, this thing turns into a guy in a big
puppet
suit. And the thing that's cool about it that I liked was that the faces change. Like he's happy, sometimes he's mad, sometimes, but he's killing people. And then he fucks that girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she immediately becomes pregnant. And the guy that is running this racism museum pops in like a doctor, and he's like stapling plastic up, and her belly's like huge already. And then she just busts open, and all these little tiny baby dolls, just pop out of her. And then he's laughing, and he has some fucking line, but I liked it. I thought it was.
Come on.
I thought it was a fun time.
Anyway, so I gave it. Did I tell you that? I gave that a 4.
Well, let's read the bad review.
The bad review is very direct to the point. 1 out of 10. Racist as hell. That's all they said. Racist as hell.
It doesn't flip over. There's nothing on the other.
Oh, I don't think there is.
Up here?
Oh, wait. Okay, I guess so. Hey, I liked if we would have just left it. Just racist as hell. Sorry. It says, "This is stupid and plain right ignorant. I don't see how the actors were cool with shooting this racist garbage of a movie. It is terrible as hell."
Dude, whenever the white psychic is doing the black guy's voice, that is very racist. It's funny as fuck.
4 or 5 different ones.
My dick was bigger. He does a lot of different voices. Man.
He channels all these different voices that he killed.
Yeah. My dick was big.
Okay, well,
what are we doing?
We got picks for next time, but we got some business to take care of regarding that.
We're not done.
Oh, we're not? We have another movie?
We have a couple more, don't we?
Do we?
Shrooms?
No, Shrooms is held over for next time.
Huh? Oh, well, I did it.
We did House by the Cemetery, we did Slayer, we did Mutilator, and we did Tales from the Hood too. Shrooms is held over for next time, but we needed another movie, so I asked people online what they would like us to do. So I've got suggestions. We can work it out right here.
Let's work it out.
Ken Newman says The Brood. Nicholas Kalaher says Troll Hunter. Johnny O. Goodman says The Nun, which you said we're not going to do that because you want to do that.
Well, yeah, I don't want to.
Nicholas Kohler.
The only thing I've ever seen, I've only seen The Conjuring, so I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they really.
They all connect, and you're right. You could watch The Nun and then still go back and watch
different years anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. But I like watching them as they.
I think we should do that
how
as
they've come out.
Collection.
Cool.
Yeah.
Rachel Freeman says Honeymoon from 2014. She says, I wasn't sure what I thought about it after watching it, but it stuck with me, which is more than I can say for most. I need someone to tell me if it was good or not because I still don't know. Jose Gonzalez, which that is Wasted Potential, that's Nick and KG. They say Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Angela Mole says Wind Chill. And your brother Eric says He's Out There.
Huh?
He's Out There.
That's the name of a movie?
I guess. I didn't look it up.
Yeah, the only thing is just the availability.
Yeah.
Troll Hunter.
I think we should do.
See, I've seen Troll Hunter.
I think we should do Dark Knight of the Scarecrow because that's kind of a classic.
Yeah.
But that's a series, right?
This is supposed to be one that we haven't seen.
Oh, well, You want to do Rachel's Honeymoon from 2014?
I have not seen that, but again,
We'll see.
Where's it at?
We'll see what we can find as far as that goes. But we will have Shrooms coming back. I have 2 picks. Who's Watching Oliver? You can watch that on Hulu. It looks fucking crazy. And on Netflix, Back Country. It's a bear movie that I saw in Fangoria years ago. But it looks good to me. Do you have picks?
I didn't think about it, but yeah, one that I just watched, another one that I'd never seen before, Mausoleum.
Yeah.
And then what's another one? Well, shoot, right?
You get so many damn movies in.
Golly gee. Well, we did House by Cemetery, so we'll just start working on those, and I'll pick City of Living Dead.
Right on. And since Jared isn't here to pick any, Ray's gonna...
Falls to me. I came up with 2. There's one that I had never heard of that I'm going to watch. I just queued up. It got rave reviews online. It says one of the best werewolf movies to come out in the last few years. It's called Late Phases, starring Ethan Embry, Larry Fessenden,
Wow.
and Nikki D'Amici, who he's like the older man that the movie centers on, who's like a Vietnam veteran. It looks really good.
You haven't seen that?
Screenplay by Eric Scholes, I believe is his name. I'd never heard of him before, but he had a couple of writing credits.
Right.
So I'm going to check that out. Came out in 2014. It's on Netflix. Midnight Meat Train, which I believe is on Amazon Prime, is my other pick. I love Clive Barker. He's one of my all-time favorite writers.
I've read that.
And Midnight Meat
one of
Train,
the few stories I've read.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite short stories of his, but I thought they did this movie so fucking well, and a lot of people haven't seen it.
Right.
So I wanted to say it again. Midnight Meat Train. One of Bradley Cooper's first big roles. It's got Vinnie Jones in it. Screenplay by Clive Barker. I highly recommend it.
2 good ones.
Well, we'll see how that shakes out. If you want to email us, LRHSpod@gmail.com. We'll read them on the show. I know you don't care about that. So we're going to probably try to fill this in segment with something else next time. We will see you again.
When the leaves of summer turn red and gold and the football games bring a hint of the cold, time to get away. We'll pack the car with escape in mind, forgetting about classes, leaving books behind, time to get away. Empty cottage sitting on the shore, tourists all left about a month before, and we're gonna have a good time. Gonna have a good time. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on up.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul air, I swear we'll never part.
We're going on up.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright. And when you fall into my arms, I'll break into your heart.
This has to be the worst horror film ever. Yeah. Felucci's ghost didn't like it.
Holy shit, there's paranormal activity.